Good morning. This is Jack from Charting the Markets Crypto, and this is the pre-market webinar for the morning of Thursday, the 30th of October. My disclaimer, I do this for educational purposes only. I'm here to share my technical analysis with you. I hope you can take some of what I'm doing, learn from it, transfer it to your own charts. I'm not here to issue trading signals. Right, just to mention, obviously the paywall is going up on Saturday, the 1st of November, and after that, this will only be for ctmcrypto.substack.com subscribers. So we will. So if you want to continue seeing these on Monday and beyond, go and sign up there and set up a subscription. And there's have a look at the email I sent out a couple of days ago talking about the paywalls and the various services. All right, great. In that case, let's have a look. We're in a very important inflection point here. I'm going to do a post today. I'm going to be talking about the post I did last week, talking about the support here that needed not to fail. And it held last week. The question is whether it's going to hold over the next few days, and we will see. Last week, we saw a nice rally over the weekend. We closed back over the weekly middle band, but obviously we've retraced quite a lot of that so far. And the question is, have we topped out? If we break below that, then we've got a shot at getting to the 50-week moving average, which is 102.857. So it's that one. And if we break that, then that would be a significant signal that this, well, you can see that only broke with any conviction after the bull market high in 2021. We might be looking at a bull market high here. Not necessarily. We could come back and retest the high, but it would be a pretty good indication that the bull market was finishing. Looking at the daily chart, we're currently back below the daily middle band. We failed at the 50 DMA so far. If we are going to see a retest of the high, we need to go back up and retest and go back up and get over that and move up. And actually, there is a pattern to do that. This is a potential. Hang on, let me mark it in. It's kind of spiky, but this very much is a potential inverted head and shoulders for me, and it's a nice one. It's very nice. And the question is this going to continue forming? If that's the case, then we're just forming the right shoulder here, and we would go up from here, and then we would break up with a target at a retest of the all-time high. And if we're going to fail back into the lows, that could be a double bottom. Go much below the lows, and we could be seeing a serious fail. And of course, we've already got a double top here, which is broken down with a target in the 88.3 to 90 area. This is really important. We will see. In terms of Solana, we're poking a little below the weekly middle band. That has held for 3 weeks of tests so far. And at the moment, we're not close to me thinking that it's going to fail this week, but it is something I'm wondering about. In terms of the, that's double support, by the way, because the 50-week moving average is basically just below it, and was poked through at the lows last week. Again, if you look back to 2021, we had already made the all-time high. We'd made the bull market high by the time we broke under that. It's everything. Every time it forms, it's somewhat different. But I would note that if this was the all-time high, then we already broke below it afterwards. Whereas we held it perfectly before. We'll see. It's so looking at the daily chart, I'm watching the daily middle band, and at the moment we are breaking slightly below that. That doesn't mean it's going to fail, but we held above it for 1, 2, 3, 4, I think. Yeah, we broke back above it. We closed above it for 3 days. We've not got far away from it, and we might be breaking back below it. If we do, that'll open up a potential retested slow. That again could be the second low of a double bottom. But again, if we go much below that, start breaking down from this head and shoulders I was talking about last week. In terms of the short term here, no current divergence. Question is, but there's no IHS forming either. If we are forming a bottoming pattern here, well, we've already got arguably a double bottom here. We could retest a low to deliver that. We will see. But if this goes much lower, then it would be a signal that the bull market may well be over. All right, looking at Ethereum, that's testing the weekly pivot again. Like Solana, that's held the last 3 weeks. Not close to any moving averages here. The big one that I'd be looking at would be the 50-week moving average, but we don't actually hit that till we get down to 31.50. Looking at the daily chart, sorry, the hourly chart, sorry, daily chart. I'm watching this potential head and shoulders forming here, and we're not close to breaking down from that. But if we go and retest the low, we could break down from that, but equally we could be setting up a double bottom to go back up and retest the high. Looking at the hourly chart, no current divergence. Watching this, but if we get down to a retest this low here at 35.46.88, we've then got a very binary view. Either that's second low of a double bottom and we break up, or we're breaking down from a head and shoulders with a target an awful lot lower. And that's the decision we've got to make here. So that is the inflection point we're in, and it's a very, very important one, and it is not certain at all which way that's going to go. All right, great. Let's have a quick look at questions. Yeah, I mean, that's, again, that's a really, really big one. Now, SCOTUS has been giving the administration practically everything they want, but this is a huge one. And frankly, it's clearly unconstitutional, really, very clearly. And these guys, and the question is, do these guys have any loyalty to the Constitution? So they've not shown a lot so far this year, though. We will see, but you're right, that's going to be huge. But I'm leaning towards them ruling with the administration just because they've been doing that all year. So we will see. All right, great. In that case, I think that's a wrap. We will see how it goes. This is a very important inflection point, and it mirrors the one we've got here on equities, where we've got a huge amount of upward pressure. It's not been responding to that in the last couple of days by continuing higher. We've got the whole of next week to see whether or not the very bullish leaning stats we've got that week actually deliver. If they do, then we could be looking at a retest of the high here on all of these cryptos, and a significant break higher past the patterns on the equity indices. If those patterns are respected on the equity indices, then chances are we're going down on crypto as well. All right, great. Everyone take care. I'll catch you guys tomorrow.